Yeah, let's do a little dance today, why not? You don't need the bow to know that I have much respect for you fellas. So let's just do a little dance, why not? I know it's been a while, but we're back in the world of Summoner. Looking very perky as always, very nice. Anyway, I did mention I wanted to do story progression, but there's actually some side quests that I do want to clean up before we progress further on. Let's head forward.
Please, I beg of you, I must see Iago.
That's Lord Iago to you. Well,
Then Lord Iago it is. I have urgent business.
business? What business? Will you sell him turnips? Has he borrowed your plow?
I come by his command. Stand aside and let me pass.
Listen, peasant. You be on your way now.
Iago is expecting me. Ask him. My name is...
Irrelevant. Now go or I'll spill your blood on the palace gate.
What's wrong, Your Grace? Won't they let you in the palace?
Huh? Who are you?
Follow me. I know a way in.
What are you talking about?
Come on. I'll explain when we get there. The guards are watching.
So this is your way into the palace? Through the sewers?
These tunnels date back to the City of Gods. They'll take you anywhere in Linnell, if you know the way.
I'm not going in there unless you tell me who you are and what you want.
As you wish. My name is Felice. I work for Tancred.
Tancred? The Prince of Beggars?
Yeah, that's the one. Prince of Beggars and King of Fleas.
How do I know you won't cut my throat down there, or stick a knife in my back? Why should I even trust you?
I wouldn't trust me if I were you, but you want to get in the palace, and so do I.
But why are you here? What do you want from me?
There's something I need to get from the palace.
But why are you helping me?
Because I need your help. The sewers are dangerous. I can't risk it alone.
You're making a mistake. I'm a farmer, not a warrior.
But your need is as great as mine. Let's go.
Well, just like that, we have Fleece on board. And joining our party. Very nice. We don't need a tutorial on party members. We also find ourselves in the sewers. Because both me and Fleece here both need to get into the palace. The guards not making that possible, so Fleece suggests going through the sewers. Because what other way would there be? That cutscene, by the way, that's actually an unskippable cutscene. Well, no problem for us anyway. Yeah, we'll make sure to do these off screen in the future. Quite a few skill points here. Build your character, if you're playing along with me, build your character up however you want. You won't screw yourself over with the game. The Fleece here starts out at level 4. Very nice. Some nice thievery skills too. Very nice. Also, magically gaining skill points. Huh. Yeah, so there's actually this weird bug with Summoner. I don't entirely understand how it works. Well, kinda. It seems to happen at random. But when you have a character that has no skill points... Fliz didn't have any skill points earlier, but now she does. But if you have a character that does have skill points, in which case we had Joseph here with skill points, if you spend them all, and then switch to the other character that didn't have skill points, and then exit the menu, sometimes a character will get skill points at random. It seems to happen at random. It doesn't happen all the time, but it did this time. It's very nice that we caught that. Anyway, it's good to have you on board, Fliss. How about... I mean, you do have a nice little dagger there. And a cloth shirt. You know, use that dagger for a moment. Why not? We're going to do a 180 here, though. Going to head out the sewers and head actually to the world map. The world map has random encounters. As I said, I kind of want to do the side, just finish up on some of these other side quests. Fleece is 3 levels below us. So how about we get her up to speed? Also, I've taken the liberty of lowering the music volume just a little bit. I just feel it won't get too loud as I'm talking. But yeah, the sewers will be where we need to go for story progression. There's actually a second way into the sewers when you got Fleece with you. That can actually be found in the old city. You would have seen that in the previous episodes. There's a sewer grate that is actually locked. And Fleece has the power to unlock that grate. Anyway, I'll meet you back on the world map. We shall be looking for random encounters to progress some side quests. Yeah, it's really cool that that exploit just kicked in there. We actually caught it on camera. Very nice. In fact, you might as well just put them to your pick lock. It's actually very useful to get pick lock up as early as possible. Certain item drops from enemies can actually be locked for some reason. I wonder what that fella's going on about. Anyway, let's just exit Linnell. So the random encounters work pretty much as you'd expect. You just run around on the spot. And eventually you just bump into one. Different parts of the world map have different random encounter types. We specifically want some grasslands. So these lighter patches will be the grasslands, random encounters. But hopefully we'll get one in the sec here. This is not the random encounter we're looking for. This is a bunch of skeletons. What else? Might as well show them off while we're here. Yeah, come and join in, Fleer. So we're doing some good damage there. Very nice. Yeah, Fleer's actually a very viable character, honestly, in the midst of battle. Yeah, these fellas do pack a punch, but nothing we can't handle. Much needed experience for Fleer there as well. But yeah, this would be a grasslands encounter. One of the ones that we need, but we need a daytime version of it. Yeah, Fleer's pretty fast with that dagger. I forget if I mentioned that the speed stat governs how quick you make your attacks, or the time between attacks. The higher speed you got, the less time in between your swings. Oh, longsword, very nice. I'll actually take that. That's a very, very good. 50 damage. Oh, we do need heavy arms for it though. I don't believe I have that skill yet. Of course not. That's one of the best weapons to have at the start of the game, honestly. Well, let us continue our search for the random encounter we do want. They can be frustrating to find. They are random encounters after all. And yes, they work in a traditional sense. See you when we do find the random encounter we're after. Oh, this is actually one of the ones that we were after. A very interesting looking nobleman there, a knight of some sort. How about we have a talk with him, shall we? Lord Corell. Yeah, this is a fellow that commissioned a sword and did not pay for it. Sir, we can do this the easy way. You could just give us the money and we'll relay it back to the person that you commissioned for. Of course you'd pick that option. Fine, I'll accept the duel. Although there's 2 of us and 1 of him, so... Best to flank. Fleers, how about you equip another sword here? Let's try the Fiery Falchion. She's really swinging that sword. That's what he wants, though. Fleers? Yeah, we do need to get your sword weapons up a bit. She's not hitting very often. Oh, there's that fireball from the Fiery Falchion. Very nice. As I mentioned, it is AoE, so it will hurt you as well. And it's triggering pretty often, honestly. Very effective. Ooh! Joseph, don't walk further into the fire. Ooh, he's not the smartest fella. Yeah, a quirk to be made aware of. When there is a fire, your characters will seek to stand in the fire. Because they're very smart. They're very, very smart. That is Jarl's sword. Looks like a long sword, actually. Yeah, it's an identical model. We shall return that back to him. By the way, in the PlayStation 2 version, there's a thing called Quick Spell, which is one of the exploits in Summoner. You cast a spell, and during animation you go into your inventory or your stat screen, and it would instantly cast a spell. It doesn't work in the PC version, unfortunately. We've got other exploits, however. I'll show them off in a bit. So there is a second random encounter to find in the grasslands. The one concerning the band of robbers. Let's see if we can get to that one. I'll catch you when we find it. This is not the random encounter we're looking for. These are, however, the Basites that we heard. Actually, I don't think we did hear about them. I may have mentioned them, though. Basites are a pretty common type of fella in Medivh. Oh, these brown ones here, they drop a Fleers? Are you okay there? Doing a little dance? You want to dance? Sure, I'll dance. Very nice. But yeah, these brown Basites here. Oh, I just fucking aggroed another one, didn't I? What a rookie move. Fleers, you can swing faster than that. You can also attract more attention. Best to flank one. Yeah, these brown Basites do drop a very useful item. A ring of health. Hopefully we can find one of those. That Fiery Falchion, very, very nice. May as well show off this random encounter, even though we're not looking for it. Yeah, push is just so fucking useless. It's a glorified animation. Well, more than one more swing, apparently. Alright, free.
I am a clever one.
Yes, indeed you are, Fleers. Nice to get you a level up already. No, we most certainly are not taking that. I am the tailed one. The tail is my thing. And it is not respectful to... It is not respectful to engage in sinful acts like that. No thanks. Anyway, with that excursion out the way, let's continue looking for the random encounter we are looking for. See you in a sec. Oh, nice. We finally got the one that we're looking for. Yeah, these random encounters are frustrating if you're looking for a specific one. Yeah, we are surrounded by some fellas here. Are you fellas up for dancing? Maybe? Maybe not? Sure. Let's have a word with them, shall we? Ah, Zane. The leader of the robber band. Yes, we have. We'll be truthful. We have been sent by this spice merchant. Yeah, so Zane here, along with his band of merry men. I believe he's a reference to Robin Hood and the myths of Robin Hood. At least he's inspired by it. He's basically going about how this merchant is super rich, and he steals from him to help out the poor. That's very Robin Hood of him. Very Robin Hood-like. Yes, we will leave you in peace. We don't have to be violent. We are benevolent, not belligerent around here. Yeah, I know it's a... Honestly, this is just to shut him up, sir. But I'm sure you can get another bow, fella. But yes, we are benevolent around here, not belligerent. And let's keep it that way. Especially when it comes to Besight. As a tailed one, we shall show the utmost respect towards tailed folk. And towards a band of merry men. Who's just trying to do good for the world. Yeah, fuck this rice merchant. I keep saying spice merchant. Fuck's sakes. Anyway, with that done. Let's actually take a look at that bow real quick. Very nice. That's not the only random encounter I want here. There is the Salamanca's Tongue, which again is a fucked up side quest. Don't go around doing nasty acts towards little creatures. Even if they're dead. This is actually the random encounter we are looking for. We're getting lucky today. These fellas here, these are brass golems. I like to refer to them as goldlems, however. When I was a kid I used to pronounce it goldlem. Pretty resilient to sword weapons, slashing damage here. So how about we do some kicking instead? Fleers actually has a kick attack. As well as backstab, very nice. How about we show that off real quick?
I grow powerful.
Yes, indeed you do, Joseph. You got enough level ups already. Very nice. But yeah, they're mostly weak to blunt attacks, so bear that in mind. Quite a few of them. I believe this one up here, this is actually a iron goldlem. They're pretty tough as well, so be careful with those. This fella here, this is the reason why we've come here actually. Let's go. Let's actually go in solo mode real quick. This fella is the Fire Salamanca. Yes, that is as it's pronounced, Salamanca, not Salamander. They have the K instead of the D, apparently. Very creative on Volition part. They've got very interesting AI, by the way, because they are hostile enemies, or they're supposed to be. But if you keep your distance from them, they don't actually fight you. So you can walk them around like a pet. Here, follow me. Very nice. The cool quirk with this, if you're having trouble, because these are very tough enemies, these iron golems, or the golems in general, they're actually hostile towards the Salamanca. You can get them to fight each other. So how about we do just that? A little exploit show off. Oh, he's not quite close enough, is he? Also, that damn green sheen there. Are you okay there, Fleers? I think that she's going to have some trouble. Let's just get rid of this fella. Oof. Let's do some kicking. We're actually pretty weak to kicks. Took him down pretty quick there with some kicking. Let's see if we can get these to work properly. There you go. Had to fumble around a little bit for them. Yeah, if they stand too far away, they don't actually attack. Because salamander man, because they're respectful. They're very polite. Yeah, that inferno there. They have a triggered effect if you attack them. So there's a chance of them doing an inferno spell if you hit them. So be very careful with that. It's very dangerous. Very, very dangerous. Especially this early on in the game. Oh, the golem actually won. And notice you didn't get any experience from that. Yes, when non-player characters take down an enemy, you do not get experience for it. So make sure you deliver the finishing blow if you want experience. Yes, that tinking sound when we strike with our swords pretty much signifies that we're not really dealing much damage to him. Anyway, this fella here, he does drop the tongue. This would be the only time I'll accept doing this. Again, don't go around doing nasty stuff to little fellas. It's not very nice. I'm not even going to show it off. It's not very pleasant. No, but Fleas can really show off her skill with her kicking. Oh, unfortunately he's... well, full engagement with Fleas here. Do some flanking action. Very nice. She can really kick them. Anyway, there's one more random encounter I want to show off before we head back into the sewers. By the way, that random encounter is actually referred to as the Hills encounter. You can find more of them down this way. This part of the mountain range kind of looks like an elephant. Very nice. Anyway, we want a nighttime Hills encounter. Oh, and just like that, we found one. Very nice. It's being very nice to us right now. These fellas here, these are called fire imps. Not very strong, but they are fast. These fellas that you see standing pretty stern there, these are called Red Oni. Female. Well, Red Oni. I say Oni. Oh, hey, that imp's coming back. Yes, use your very useless push. Very nice.
I am a clever one.
Yes, indeed you are, Fleas. I'm glad you're getting up to scratch. Just take care of this fella real quick. Well, we finally took him down. I had to speed it up for you fellas. He did drop a very valuable item, however. The garnet. Ooh. Yes, a rare red gemstone of very good quality. My personal favourite gemstone, for very obvious reasons. The key gemstone of a carbuncle. Because it resembles hot coals. Anyway, with that fire impact way. By the way, those garnets, your best way of making money early game. So if you want to build up as much cash as you possibly could, as early as possible, farm garnets. These fire imps will be your winner. I'm going to go into solo mode real quick, because I want to show off an exploit here. So these Red Oni female, they drop a lot of experience. So this is actually, this random encounter in specific, is your best random encounter for farming garnets for your gold. as well as level grinding. Mostly because of these fellas. They're pretty tough, however, but there is an exploit with them. Well, this exploit works with several enemies, but it's very easily demonstrated with these fellas. Now, if you approach them, they will attack you, as expected. However, if you cast a projectile spell on them, we can use these icicle runes as a demonstration, because we ain't got any fire spells or anything. If we cast a spell as a projectile onto them, and get as far away from them as possible, so getting out of their detection range, a certain quirk will occur. So let's go and approach them and see what happens, shall we? Yeah, they're not attacking back. This is actually another exploit that I want to show off. And it only works for enemies that are not walking around, and where you can get out their detection range quick enough. If they're walking around like this fella, he goes back and forth, it kind of resets it for them as they start moving. But if they're standing still, they kind of stop attack. They don't actually attack back. Go ahead, Joseph, do your thing to demonstrate. Very nice. Not that many enemies in the game are tough to take down, but let's make sure to get flares close enough. If you have more than one character, I don't recommend pulling them too close, because it will fix the exploit if they get too close. Because the other characters can still aggro.
I am a clever one.
Ooh, 2,500. Also, yes, you are indeed, Fliss. You definitely are a very clever one. Very clever for keeping back there, so this fella didn't start attacking. But yeah, if you stand far away enough with other characters, they can get the experience, and yeah, it works out very nice. It's awesome. Fliss, could you stand back for a moment? I want to aggro this fella. Showing off some fire spells, very nice. Let's do some flanking. But yeah, how it works is you cast a spell and run out of their detection range. And as long as they didn't get aggroed by you, they won't attack back. But as I said, if you have another character go close to them, they will be able to get aggroed. I showed it off with this fella. Fliss, Joseph, can you calm down? Fliss, you wouldn't mind stepping back a moment? Let's see if we can do it with this fella. Just get close enough so you can target them, but not too close. There you go. It helps to put the game on pause as well. Oh, look at that. Very nice. And then you can command them to run away. And when you unpause, everything will play out. Very nice. As easy as that. A little worried that this fella's gonna get aggroed while we're fighting. Let's deal with him swiftly. And with him out the way, we can now demonstrate once again the lovely exploit. Just make sure we're healed up a bit. Because I will show off how other characters that did not cast a spell will still aggro the enemy. So we get Fliss over here. And if we start attacking with Fliss, Oh, actually we got lucky this time. They're not fighting back. Yeah, that fire sword probably won't deal much damage to them. It worked out this time, but sometimes they will still
I
add.
am a clever one.
Yes, you both are very powerful, and you're very, very clever. Okay, both of you are very powerful, very clever. Every time, every time. They do drop a useful item though. The Ring of Flames. Oh, let's have a look at that, shall we? Very nice. Fire spells and ice resistance. Very nice. Now let's show that off, shall we? You're supposed to put it on your finger, Joseph. Oh yeah, 10% ice resistance. Yeah, the way the resistances work is it be by the power of 10, so 1 will equal to 10. We don't need that right now. We don't even have fire spells. Actually, do we? Oh no, we do have fire spells. Very nice. That level up, I believe. Is it level 9 he gets fire spells? Oh, got heavy arms too. Very, very nice. Woo! Yeah, there's a nice little exploit if you're having trouble fighting his Oni. It works with pretty much any enemy that doesn't move around. Well, it does work with enemies that do move around, but the second they start moving, it will cancel. But yeah, very useful exploit. This random encounter, as I mentioned, you're best when it comes to level grinding, as well as farming garnets for all your gold needs. As you saw that when you defeated them, over 2,000 experience per drop. Very, very nice. I may as well show off the rest of this, I won't bother. I won't bother trimming all this out. I did want to do side quests after all. Yeah, Fleers, that fire sword is not doing you any good. Actually, you have the sword. There you go. How'd you die on your first fucking day, Fleers? Come on. Well, I might as well show off the scrolls. Yeah, they do have a reflex ability. If you hit them, they will deal some fire damage to you. Not much, but enough to kill Fleers, apparently. Well, she was getting attacked directly as well. Yeah, unfortunately, reviving the revived scrolls only bring you back with 1 health. Not much. Also, Joseph, let me put you to healer. Fleer's actually on support. Works mostly the same as melee, but they're switched between who they attack him. Yeah, healer AI is very useful. May as well. Fleers, could you keep him busy and keep him company? I just want to set this fella up for some more exploiting. He's got a very low detection range, so I don't have to run away there. And yes, it does work with any projectile spell, not just icicle. Is he just slapping you over and over again, Fleers? That's not very becoming of you. Never mind, though. You're free to attack any day, Fleers, yes. There's actually a little secret area over here, by the way. You can actually walk into the bushes. Very nice. That will be relevant later on. But not right now. Let's go and see that fella over here. These fellas are actually called Rokal. These ones in specific are red Rokal. And yes, I did trigger that exploit with this fella. Just get him down a bit. Very nice. It definitely makes defeating enemies a lot quicker of a process. Very nice. There's another fella. And just to prove that these fellas do attack and it's not just a fluke. Oh, Fleers, I was going to correct my positioning. You didn't need to correct yours, but whatever. Ooh, I'll let her pass. Fleers. Careful. Oh, God. Fight back, will ya? Please. Did that spell not work? Joseph! Oh, my. I guess I don't notice we're here on the other side of the tree. Well, they sure notice us now. Oh, my last revive scroll. Fleers, please. Let's just get you up to scratch again. Oh. Oh, please don't die again, Fleers. We're having trouble in the hills tonight. We're having trouble. Yeah, they are pretty tough enemies, so make of that what you will.
I am a clever one.
Yes, indeed you are, Fleers. Indeed you are. Yeah, I figured I'd show that off. That's all we have to do in the random encounter department. Let's head back to Linnell, shall we? Well, we're definitely going to have to buy some more revive scrolls. Now, we do have that. We did pick up that garnet, however. Very, very nice. So how about we get a boost in gold while we're here? You okay there, Joseph? A bit drunk there, maybe on the bottle. That's fine. 7,000 gold per garnet. We've only got one of them to sell, but that's enough. Yes, your best way to farm gold early game. There's actually a random encounter that has more fire imps. I'll show it off later on. We don't need anything more for you. But yeah, very good random encounter that is. Probably your best. Yes, we did defeat him.
I grow powerful.
Yes, indeed you do, Joseph. 10 gold. Yes, Zane was right. You most certainly are a stingy, stuck-up bastard. Well, back into the marketplace we are. Let's hand in that sword, shall we? To Mr. Jarl. No, but I got your sword back. Yeah, he is pretty mighty, I'll give him that, but there were two of us. Not that he has to know that. Medivh Hatchet, very, very nice axe, by the way. Very, very nice. Let's have a look at that, shall we? 60 damage, one-handed too. Very nice. Don't believe Joseph has axe weapons. Joseph does eventually get axe weapons. In fact, he is able to equip any weapon in the game. He's the only character that can equip any weapon. But right now he doesn't have axe weapons. That's fair enough. Anyway, let's head back down to the sewers to get ready for, well, But for the next episode, I'm not gonna... I'll be calling it an episode here, but we'll just set up for next, where we will be progressing with story progression. Oh yeah, we probably should hand in that frickin' tongue and get the beggar's eyes while we're at it. See you in a sec. And back in the old city we are. The apothecary. Sir, I'm not doing shit like this for you ever again. That's fucked up. Absolute fucked up. Also, plucking out eyes is also fucked up. Don't go around doing that, please. People in Linnell, I swear. Yeah, it literally is a bottle of eyes. Whew. Well, let's return them to their rightful owner, shall we? We have your eyes, my fine fella. Oh, it worked. Very nice. Oh, a blesser coat as well. Oh. Sir. Well, it seems that there's more than Jakar that has a beef with us. Yeah, so apparently that beggar there... Apparently he was a resident of Saran, Joseph's original village, and Jakar's. Well, we're very sorry of what happened in the past, but he did give us a blesser coat before noticing who we were. Fleas, how about you have that? You definitely need a protection boost. Very nice. Might want to do some buying and selling while I'm here. I've got the gold now, so we definitely can do that. Let's see the tanner real quick here. See if he has any neat stuff. Leather boots, high leather boots. I'll get a pair for... actually no, there are other boots for fleas. Leather arm guards is one. I'm gonna not be stingy. I'll buy the jerkin. 20 protection, actually very nice. Leather arm guards and the... what was it? No, that's about it, yeah. That's about it. We can get boots for her later. But now let's head back down to the sewers. Get ready for story progression. Well, fellas, I'm sorry for not doing any story progression in this one, but, well, I guess we did do a slight amount. In the next one we will be. Don't worry about that. I did want to clear up on those side quests. No, we're definitely much better equipped now. Not that the sewers is difficult or anything, but it's always nice. And yeah, Fleers has that extra magical resistance from her blessed surcoat. And 13 skill points to use too, including appraise, which is used to identify those blue items that we've seen before. But in the next episode we shall handle stuff like that. I hope you've enjoyed what you've seen. I do stumble with my words a lot. I have a bit of a speech impairment, but hey, that's just me. I hope you've enjoyed whatever I have to offer anyway. Also, that nice, what looks like the light, the sunlight from the suggestion of a sewer grate above. Very nice. And I will see more of that in the next episode. See you then.